Kwara State Governor AbdulRahman AbdulRazaq. Photo. Kwara State Govt Teachers in Kwara State on Friday staged a peaceful protest over their exclusion from the newly approved 30% Peculiar Salary Allowance granted to other categories of state workers. The protesters, who converged on the Nigeria Union of Teachers State Secretariat in Ilorin, described the decision of the state government as unfair and discriminatory, insisting that teachers deserved equal treatment with other civil servants. Speaking with Saturday Punch on behalf of the protesting teachers, Segun Afolabi said the 27. 5% Teachers Specific Allowance was a statutory entitlement and should not be merged with, or used as a replacement for, the newly approved 30% allowance. Other states are implementing the 30% Peculiar Allowance, and Kwara should not be an exception. Teachers' earnings in Kwara State are far below the economic reality of the country, Afolabi said. He added that poor remuneration was affecting the quality of education in the state. Education is suffering because teachers are not well paid. All civil servants in Kwara State were paid November 2024 palliatives, but teachers were exempted, he said. According to him, worsening economic hardship had pushed many teachers into depending on loans to survive. The economic hardship is escalating and affecting teachers the most. In Kwara State, teachers depend solely on loans to stay alive. The quality of education is low because teachers are not properly attended to, he added. He said the protest was to demand the immediate implementation of the 30% Peculiar Allowance for teachers, as enjoyed by other state workers. Reacting to the protest, the Kwara State Chairman of the NUT, Yusuf Agboola, appealed to Governor AbdulRahman AbdulRazaq to urgently include teachers in the new allowance in the interest of equity and industrial harmony. He acknowledged that teachers were deeply pained by the development. There is no gainsaying that we are in pain and our hearts are disturbed by the missing gaps in the payment of the newly introduced Peculiar Allowance, from which Kwara public school teachers were excluded, Agboola said. However, he dismissed claims that the union's leadership had failed teachers, describing such perceptions as misleading. He explained that negotiations on the Peculiar Allowance took place alongside discussions on the Teachers Specific Allowance, which was recently approved after over a decade of abandonment. The union demanded during negotiations that the 30% Peculiar Allowance be extended to teachers in addition to the 27. 5% and 21% TSA already under consideration, he said. We categorically told representatives of the state government that the Peculiar Allowance should also be extended to teachers. Appealing for unity, he urged teachers to remain calm and work together to resolve outstanding issues. A united people can never be defeated, he said. The Punch had earlier in December reported that the national leadership of the NUT faulted the Kwara state government over what it described as persistent neglect of teachers' welfare. In a letter dated November 13, 2025, jointly signed by the National President, Adu Amba, and the Secretary-General, Dr. Clinton Akpitibo, the union accused the government of failing to implement the 27 5% Teachers Specific Allowance and the National Harmonized Teachers Retirement Age Act, 2022. The letter, acknowledged by the governor's office on November 17, warned that teachers in the state could embark on a full-blown strike if the issues remained unresolved. When contacted, the Commissioner for Education and Human Capital Development, Dr. Lawal Alohangbebe, did not respond to WhatsApp messages sent to him, or answer his phone when a call was put across to him.